Hello everyone, this is Chenagala Sonith Yadav and this is an AAT concept video. I am from Data Science Department and my topic is defining a function. Okay, this is Chenagala Sonith Yadav with an AAT concept video and my topic is defining a function. What is a function in Python? As you all know, we're in first semester and we're in Python right now. So we're going to discuss functions in Python. In Python, a function is a group of related statements that performs a specific task. Functions help break our program into smaller and modular chunks. As our program grows larger and larger, functions make it more organized and manageable. Functions are a block of related statements designed to perform a computational, logical, or evaluative task. The idea is to put some commonly or repeatedly done tasks together and make a function so that instead of writing the same code again and again for different inputs, we can do the function calls to reuse code contained in it over and over again. Functions can be both built-in or user-defined. It helps the program to be concise, non-repetitive, and organized. So once again, Python, a function is a group of related statements that perform a specific task. Functions help break our program into smaller and modular chunks. As our program grows larger and larger, functions make it more organized and manageable. So we're storing the bits of our program in functions so that these bits can be reused in other functions. Functions are a block of related statements designed to perform a computational, logical, or evaluative task. That is, functions are of two types that we'll get to it later. The idea is to put some commonly or repeatedly done tasks together and make a function so that instead of writing the same code again and again for different inputs, we can do function calls to reuse code contained in it. We can do the function calls to reuse code contained. That's what I was saying. We can reuse because of functions. Functions can be both built-in or user-defined. We're going to discuss user-defined functions right now, but built-in functions, there are many built-in functions that we can use. It helps the program to be concise, non-repetitive, and organized. Syntax of function. So this is the basic syntax. Syntax, as we all know, is the order or what we call a model or blueprint of a code. So first, we define the function. That is, define function name of the function and parameters in the brackets and the semicolon. We'll get to parameters and arguments later in this video. And next we go docstring. Docstring does not affect the code in any way. It is just there to for us to know what the function does. And then the statement in the bracket as yeah. So here we're doing a very basic function that is a function that greets people, right? So according to the syntax that is here, define, and so we took the yeah. So we took the define keyword here, and then what was that function name, right? So the function name is greet. They ask for parameters, but this is a simple function, and this does not need to evaluate anything. So there aren't any parameters right now. So we're gonna leave it open. We're gonna leave it to a normal close bracket, and then there comes a semicolon. Then we print hi there, and print welcome boy, and then so this function performs this task. So this first line is just defining the function, and then next two lines comes where we uh, tell what the function does. So this function prints hi there and prints a welcome aboard. We lean two lines of cap. I'm using VS Code. VS Code automatically does that. And then we click greet. Then we call the function by its name. Then we call the function that is greet. So we know that this function prints hi there and welcome aboard. Then when you click run, this is the output you get. It prints hi there and welcome aboard. This is the basic greeting function. Uh, yeah. So define greet for yeah. So this again, we are using parameters now. So so the previous one was just print hi there and print welcome aboard. This time we need names. So I'm going to use a define same name, that is greet. The parameters are the ones that you use in the defining first line of code. That the parameters here are first name and last name. Then this function's purpose is to print hi and welcome aboard. But uh, we need, but we're using string formatting here to place the first name and last name that we get in the input, that we get in the arguments that replace the formatting here, that is first name and last name. Then we click print welcome aboard, and when you're calling the function you give the arguments, that is here there is Sonith and Yadav. So the difference between parameters and arguments, parameters are the ones that you give in the uh, defining line of code, that is, this is first name and last name. First name are in the, these both are in the defining line of code, and they are called parameters. So the parameters are like headings and the points under it are arguments. So here while calling greet, you click Sonith and Yadav. So Sonith is first name and Yadav is the last name. So then when you click run, you get hi Sonith Yadav and welcome aboard. That is because we string formatted it, and whatever first name you give in the argument, and whatever first name and last name you give in the argument will be printed here. So we all talked about reusing functions, right? Let's look at an example here. So it's pretty much the exact same code here. Greet first name and last name, then print hi. We use string formatting here and everything. String formatting here again, first name and last name, then print welcome aboard. Last time where it was greet myself, that is greet Sonith Yadav. This time with while calling, I'm clicking a different name, that is Joseph Joestar. Greeting Joseph Joestar. So this, or when you click run, it greets Sonith Yadav and Joseph Joestar. Joseph Joestar. So these three lines are reusable. So if I want to greet anybody, these three lines can be printed there, and you can call the function by greeting, and you can give different arguments, and it will return different results depending on the different names. So this is how functions are reusable. So getting to the types of functions. There are two types of functions. One function which performs task, and second function which returns a value. So let's take the simple one again. The greeting function. We're defining a greeting function and we're printing hiding. So this function is is what you call a task function. That is, it performs a task. So it performs a predefined task, that is print whatever name is given to it. So so every function contains a value at default which it can return. So we are going to write this function in the format, in the syntax of not syntax. in the format of returning function. That is, we are going to make this function return a value. So we're going to defining greeting and parameters name and return f format hi name. So right now, when we call the function, we get a return value and a print value. Now we move on to keyword arguments. That is, whenever, so we are taking, for example, an increment function that is defined increment of parameters are number and pi that which returns number. This is the second type of function that which returns a value, so it returns number plus pi. So ignore this for a minute. While so when we're calling the function, we are taking print increment 2 comma 1. So when we run it, we'll get the answer as we'll get 3 as the output. But when a person directly looks at this line of code, he may not understand what is happening. So to define the to make the code more readable, we use keyword arguments. That is, one here is the parameter by. So we click by equals to 1, and we use asterisk arcs. This is asterisk arcs. So while defining a function, we have parameters, that is number comma pi, and this is an example of parameters number comma pi. But if we have multiple arguments, then we have to use asterisk, and then this creates plural form for this parameter arguments. Yeah, whatever arguments you give, it will give plural form. Let's take, for example, this function that is define multiply numbers. So these are the arguments, that is 2, 3, and 4 and 5. There are 4, so we can't give 4 parameters. We can give, but to make it easier, we're taking an asterisk and numbers. So in this function, we're taking total equals 1, and for number in numbers, that is any one number in all of the numbers, total asterisk equals number, that is total into number equals the result. So return total. So what happens is total is initially is 1. So 1 into 2 and then equals 2. Then 2 total becomes 2. Then 2 into 3, 6. 6 4s are 24. And 24 into 5, you get the result as 120. So basically we use the asterisk marks in the parameter region when we need to give multiple arguments. That is 1, 2, 3, and 4. We give 4 arguments here. That is the reason we use asterisk marks. So the double asterisk is used. Yeah, the double asterisk is used when you give in arguments. You're giving keyword arguments. That is, you're defining every single argument that you've given here. So we're going to take another simple function that is defined save user. We're going to take double asterisk here because we're going to give multiple keyword arguments over here. Then its purpose is print user. So when you're calling the function save user, you're giving arguments as many keyword arguments. That is ID equal to 1, comma name equal to John, comma age equals 22. Age equals 22. So what this double asterisk does is, whenever you give these keyword arguments, while calling the function, this creates a dictionary of all those keyword arguments. So suppose if you in the print function, in the print statement, if you give ID, it will just print ID semicolon 1 out of the whole dictionary. So the basic function of double asterisk arcs is it creates a dictionary of the keyword arguments that you're given while calling the function. Calling a function. Function can only execute its purpose when you call it. You can call a function by typing its name and then in arguments in the bracket, if any. Thank you. This was my AAT concept video.